Hello, ladies and jelly spoons. Welcome to the Game Dojo. I'm your boy, the Game Ninja. Welcome to the Game Dojo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I wanted to do a different type of gaming video today. The shouts out goes to my boy Vaughn, who gave me a great idea. We was having a conversation while I was, on the throne. But the idea is, how well do you know your favorite game systems, your favorite game franchises? See, back in the day, when you just heard music from a game, it lit you up inside like fireworks. And even to this day, true gamers know the soundtracks of all their favorite games. So much to the point that if they're walking in Walmart, they're like, hey, isn't this, yeah, I know this. And I wondered, how well could you possibly know your best video game consoles by the games? So, this is the NES version. This is the first one I'm going to do. I'm going to do a bunch of different videos, but this is the first one I'm going to do. So, here's how it goes. The rules are very simple. I'm going to hit you with a tune, give you about 10 seconds or so, and then I want you to comment down below if you know it. Now, this is going to work as a live, but the video also is going to be up on YouTube later. So you can play along if you want. Just put it in the comments, or if you got the favorite game or the instant that you heard it, you just chime in and comment and let me know. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I want you to sit back and relax with your favorite bag of snacks, because music, when it comes to video games, is like another character. Matter of fact, some music actually makes the franchises. For instance, Super Nintendo, Metroid, not even Metroid, I do Castlevania, Super Castlevania on Nintendo 64. When the music starts coming in after you go across the drawbridge, one of the fire, I don't even know what they was thinking. It's like the people who did the game music were going for Academy Awards. They didn't know it was going to be a game, because some music hit harder than others. You talk about Sega Genesis. Anybody who hears those classic Sonic tunes, they know exactly what that is. That's Hilltop, that's Chemical Plant, that's Oil Ocean, that's Casino Board. Like, everybody knows how music vibes to them, because music itself gets you interested in the game. But can you do it when it really counts? And how big of a Nintendo fan are you? So welcome to the top 25 tunes. Maybe more. We'll see what we get through. Top 25 tunes. Can you guess them? Do you know them? Did you play them? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to get to work. First tune up. Let me know if you know it. I'm going to start with a hard one. Now, I'm going to be trying to trip y'all up, because we know all the popular tunes, which will be on this list. But there are some lesser known ones. But the first one up, let's see if you guys know this one. First one. Do you know it? I gotta get my Yoshi timer. No cheating. When the dial stops, gotta guess. Alright. Do you know the game? Did you comment below? Let me know. The game, if you did not know, Battletoads. Come on, tell me you knew that one. Tell me you knew that one. So, at 25, Battletoads. Let me know if you got it. If you're watching this video later on YouTube, hit me down in the comments. Let me know what you thought of Battletoads. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta just show you some of these things. This is... How many of y'all remember that? Well, we gotta move on to the next one. Check that out. Next one. All right, you guys, you ready for the next one? Y'all ready? All right. Now you only gonna have so much time. So give me 1 second. Hold on. I got the music set up. All right. Y'all should know this one. I know that was real quick. I'll give you a few more seconds. I'll give you a second Yoshi spin. Do you know what that game is? Sound familiar? Should. It's one of the highest rated games on the Nintendo. I'm giving you extra time. Come on, y'all guys should got this. Don't know? Let's go to the Nintendo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're talking about the original Castlevania. Not a gameplay video. As much as I wanted to jump into that, it's not a gameplay video. But how many of y'all got Castlevania 1 for the NES? If you did, congratulations. You know one of the best franchises ever invented when it comes to gaming, especially on Nintendo. So let's move on. That was number 24. Let's move on to number 23. All right, you ready? You ready for this one? All right, here's the next one. Trying not to sing it, but if you know, then you know, then you know. Oh my god, this one is so easy. I've been there. Even if you haven't played the game, you should know the tune. Alright, let's put the clock up. Ready? Did you guess it? Do you know it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one of the most beloved series and one of the funnest games on NES, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Like I said, I'm digging deep and I'm swinging for the fences. You ain't gonna know what's coming. I'm gonna throw in some curveballs and I'm gonna throw in some great ones. Certain ones are gonna be dead giveaways. If you never played this game, you should have at least known, if you're from that era, you should have at least known by ear the TV series, Rescue Rangers, Chip 'n Dale, fun and danger. You know it never fails once they're involved. No matter whatever wrong gets solved. Chip 'n Dale. Alright, we gotta move on to the next one. That one was good. That one was good. Alright, this next one, don't play. You should know by the sound. Really? Guys, I'm gonna give you a little help. Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Come on, guys. Do I even need the clock? But we're gonna do it for time's sake. Don't know what it is? I gave y'all more than enough adequate time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could not guess it, it is Contra. One of the most recognizable games and sounds when it comes to the original NES. And the game franchise still exists today. Matter of fact, I just started playing Operation Galuga. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Contra. That was an easy death, man. Playing like a scrub. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Contra. How could you not get that one? Anyway, on to the next one. Alright, so here comes another one. This one's going to trip some of y'all up. If you was a fan of the TV series, the popular TV series in the 90s, you would get this. I'm trying not to sing it. It'll give you... When... I almost gave it away. Hit him with the timer, Yoshi. No? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you could not guess it, it is Darkwing Duck. Just call DW. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, just call DW. Darkwing Duck. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Darkwing Duck. How did you not get Darkwing Duck? When there's trouble, just call DW. Let's get dangerous. One of the hardest games I've ever played in my entire life. But also one of the funnest franchises. On to the next one. Now this is a dead giveaway. I don't even need the Yoshi clock, but I'm gonna do it for y'all. Doom, doom, doo 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 doo, doom, doo doo doo. No, guys? No? If you don't know, now you know. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Donkey Kong. The original Donkey Kong. There ain't nobody out there in video game land that should have missed that one. Nobody. Matter of fact, Donkey Kong Country, pretty much any rendition of Donkey Kong, even Donkey Kong vs. Mario on the Nintendo Switch that came out like a year or two ago, it all has that iconic Donkey Kong theme. If you don't know that original Donkey Kong theme, I don't know if you're a fan of Nintendo. It's just as recognizable as Super Mario Brothers. So ladies and gentlemen, on to the next one. Now this one might trip some of y'all up. Even some of the deepest, greatest video game connoisseurs confuse this one. Because parts 1, 2, and 3 have similar music. But this is the menu music to one of the most popular games on Nintendo. And the franchise still goes even to this day. Matter of fact, I'll give you a hint. Revive just dropped as a new game not too long ago. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the Yoshi clock. Time's up. You got it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you said Double Dragon, right on. You know NES. He just aired her out with a punch to the stomach. He just literally just aired this chick out. Catch them punches. Catch that spinning back kick. What? Catch that side blade. What? Punch. Catch them side blades. What? Catch them side blades. What? You want them? Catch them side blades. Come on. I am going. Come on. All right, come on. Catch these sides. Catch these sides. Come on, come back up here. Catch this side. You want some? Catch this side, catch these sides, catch these sides. What? You too, Mike Tyson. I don't care if you Donkey Kong, you got them barrels. Catch these sides. What? Oh, okay. Catch them side blades. What? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Double Dragon and Revive just dropped not too long ago. We played it on the channel too. If you said Double Dragon, you know NES. But do you know the next one? Coming in at number 19. Ladies and gentlemen, see if you can catch this one. If you don't get this one, I don't know. I don't think you know Nintendo if you can't get this one. Matter of fact, if you was a fan of the 90s, you watched the cartoon. I even watched the movie Treasure of the Lost Lamb. Oh, gotta hit Yoshi. Ready? I almost gave it away. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, did you guess it? Come on, this is a giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the realm of Disney. If you didn't get it, DuckTales. Ooh. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, dangerous, everything. It's a duck blind. Myself on this street. Oh, we ride history. DuckTales. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, DuckTales. DuckTales. Woo! Next one. Now, if you are a fan of my channel, I played this game many times. This is probably one of my most favorite Nintendo games ever invented. You ain't gonna find this on too many people's lists, but people who've actually played this game know this is like one of the pinnacle games for NES. The sprites, the production work, the music, everything in this just hits at an 11. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me know if you got this one. All my true fans and all true fans of Nintendo definitely have to have this on your list somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Don't know what it is? Can't guess what it is? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one of the Game Ninja's most favorite NES games of all time, Wrath of the Black Manta. Yo, music back in the day used to soup you up. Intro music souped you up before the game started and let you know what was about to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrath of the Black Manta. Next up on our list, if you don't know this, oh man, I don't know what to say, bro. If you don't know this one, it's gonna be some issues. Hit the clock, Yoshi. All right, time off the clock. You know what it is? Did you get it? Come on, guys. Don't know? Don't get it? Relax. You just let one of the best game franchises and games ever pass you by. Also one of the hardest games ever in the world. Notoriously, I've never even beaten a damn part. Not once. Not one damn time. Pun intended. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nostalgia feels good. Nintendo, baby. Now you're playing with power. On to the next one. Next is a dead giveaway. It's probably one of the most infamous in the franchise, but to me, it's one of my most favorite ones. And from the minute you hit the start button, the music takes over, and as you go through a door, the world opens up, and then you go through another door, the world opens up, and then you go through another door, and the world opens up, and then you throw a potion on the ground, and the world opens up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Y'all ready for this one? No, don't know what it is? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you done missed the whole boat. All the way from the old school minds of Super Doki Doki, because that's what the original game concept was before it became known as Super Mario Brothers 2. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Super Mario Brothers 2. Kaboom! Mario Brothers 2. Now I know what you're thinking. It would just be rude of me to put Super Mario Brothers 1 and Super Mario Brothers 3 on the list. So I tell you what, rather than do that and take up 3 spots, we're just gonna say Super Mario Brothers is one of the highest recognized games in the world and one of the biggest franchises. For you not to know number 1 would be instantly. Once you hear the Super Mario Brothers music from number 1, you would know. And there's Super Mario Brothers 3 was so big, popularized by the Wizard movie with Fred Savage, you would definitely know 3. But if I put 2 out there, only true Nintendites, I'm gonna use it, coin the phrase, only true Nintendites would know Super Mario Brothers 2. So ladies and gentlemen, on to the next. This is another curveball that I'm throwing in there. How do you not know this? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm gonna give you some, set the clock, Yoshi, set the clock. Oh, yeah. Come on, how do you not know? Oh, friends for life on another revenge or on another tailspin. Come on, man, tailspin. tailspin. Now we've come to a beautiful part of this. Now it's going to get harder, stronger, and faster. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for the next one? Guys, arguably this is one of the most defining sounds of Nintendo. If you don't know what this is, you're going to have some issues. You're going to have some issues when it comes to Nintendo because this is more iconic than pretty much the top games on the NES. And if you don't know this one, I don't know what to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yo DJ, spin that. Come on. Come on, guys. Nothing, guys? Nothing, guys? Come on, guys. I'm giving this one an extended play. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, don't know? It is Kung Fu. Come on, give me the laugh. Give me the laugh. Oh, that was me beating the first board that y'all missed. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I told you, we going for the throat on this one. All right, this one is a giveaway. If you don't know this song and you're a gamer, you can't be considered a gamer. You can't be. Even if you didn't play this one, you played some form of this throughout your life. There's over 30 games. This is one of the biggest franchises that's ever been created. And if you don't know, I'll drop it in a link so that you can get it. The people who are game fans, you got that one. I'ma spin that. Yo, Yoshi, spin that. Spin a timer. Don't know? You should be ashamed of yourself if you don't know. I'm giving you extra time, but if you don't know, as Biggie used to say, if you don't know, now you know. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the most iconic game and recognized theme and IP on Nintendo, The Legend of Zelda. guys. And that's just number 10. Really? Tell me you did not know that iconic sound. On to number 9. Alright, next up is another iconic one. There's many different ones you can pick. This one just happens to be one of my favorites because I played this one the most. If you don't know it, don't feel bad. Number 1 is probably more popular than anything. Well, part 3 and part 4 is too. But I'm gonna spin the Mario wheel. Come on, guys. Come on. Choo 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 choo. No? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, M to the E to the G-A, Mega Mizzle, Mega Man. Started getting into it. Can't be doing that. We ain't here to play games. We're here to see if you know Nintendo tunes. On to the next one. That sound lets you know all you know. Ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, go. If you don't know what that is, if you don't know, I can't really help you, but I will give you a hint. There are 2 renditions of this game. One with Mr. Dream, and one with... If I give you the name, you gonna know who it is, so I can't. But, Yoshi, spin that wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you know. You should know, or you got to go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Boy, you want some more? You want some more? Alright, I got some Ackrat for you. Sit down. Should have never came back, foul boy. You should have never came back. That's some feel good right there. How did you not know? The other one is just called Punch Out, and the end fighter boss is Mr. Dream. But then at the time, Tyson had become the youngest heavyweight. He had earned the title, and literally he was on everybody's mouths, and his size, his ability, and his knockouts was unprecedented. So Nintendo squared a deal with him to make Mike Tyson's Punch Out, which sold way more copies than the original Punch Out, and they brokered the deal and broke it because he had some problems at the times and allegations, which I think was the dumbest thing in the world, because his name is synonymous, and when you think of games, especially on Nintendo, you don't think of just Punch Out, you think of Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and that's the emphasis. On to the next one. This next one is also a giveaway. I'm kind of angry if you don't get this, but just show them. I gave y'all enough time. Like, do I even need the Yoshi wheel for this one? Let's go. That was a giveaway. But for those of you who still wanted to see Yoshi spit that tongue out and spin that wheel, you know the deal. On to the next one. Now this next one is a dead giveaway. I don't even need the Yoshi wheel. Matter of fact, I'm just going to give it to right there. Y'all don't hear no sound yet because I actually have to play in order for you to hear sound. This is one of those games that you have to start it to hear sound. But I'm going to give y'all 10 seconds of it and then you're going to see it. You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, keep them ears open. What do we have? You ready? You ready? Let's do it. Do you get it? Do you know? One of the best soundtracks on NES. Let's go. Come on, man. Y'all had to get it. Pinballs, shoots, and lasers. Ladies and gentlemen, Rad Racer. one of my favorite games of all times. Every time I sit there, I wish I could sit down and listen to the music. I blaze through 3 tracks for you. Music is literally the thing that amps you up, soups you up, as they used to say back in the day, and keeps you running with the game. Matter of fact, some music, people bought the games just for the music. Make the music with your mouth, Biz. If you know Biz Markie, one love. Rest in peace, brother. On to the next. Now we are down to the top 5. Now this is not in any particular order, like this game is better than this game and this game is better than this game. But the top 5, I will say 2 of them is universally recognized, and the other 3 you might have a little problems with. So ladies and gentlemen, on to number 5. To keep it alive, wait till you hear what's next. Alright, now this one, you should have 0 problems with hearing it. This is a Tecmo favorite. That sound should have been a dead giveaway. But if you don't, see one face, then another face. I'm giving y'all all kind of clues. Yoshi. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you another soundtrack. You ready? That should have been a giveaway. That's another one. They was up in the studio with this damn drawing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, Capua, shall I begin? Ladies and jelly spoons, Ninja Gaiden. Sticking to them Coca-Cola signs. Now, did I tell you? Did I tell you? You should have known that one. This is another one that you should know from the tune because it's great joy. Spin that wheel, Yoshi. No, you still didn't get it. I'm calling no joy. Ladies and gentlemen, from the halls of Nintendo, 1984 through 88, Paperboy. I just recently found out that there was an arcade version of this, and I love to play it. Extra, extra, read all about it. I was fired from my second day of paper outage. I missed like 12 houses. Ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely one of the most iconic things that still sticks in your head. But this is a little bit harder than my next one on the list. The next one on my list you should get almost instantly. If you don't know, I don't know what you're doing when it comes to gaming on old school and retro gaming. You ready for the next one? Come on. That gave it away right there. I'm gonna use the wheel just as spin the wheel. Alright, if you don't know what that is, I'm telling you, a sad person. You need to be excited about this next one. And this next one, there's a lot of excitement. Even on the realms of Mario Kart, you could be excited about this exciting game. Don't know yet? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm happy if you got it right. But if you don't, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Excitebike. Come on, Excitebike. We're down in two. We're down to the last two. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sad for coming down to the end. But don't be blue. Up next, number 2. This is a giveaway. I'm gonna try to talk about it. This is the giveaway. If you know this one, don't listen to the words. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, I don't know why. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the skateboards in the comic book section, skate or die. straight. Skate or Die, number 2. Now you know why. I'm not trying to be Dr. Seuss. I didn't expect that to rhyme with bars. So on to number 1. The fun is done. We have had so much to go through here on Old School Nintendo. Ladies and gentlemen, just for fun, here comes number 1. My number 1 is a very tricky one. Almost nobody out there will get this one. This is one of my trickiest ones. I got this later on. This is around probably 1989. 1989. A number, another summer, get down. Sound of a funky drummer. Music hitting your heart because you know you got soul, brothers and sisters. Public Enemy, Fight the Power. Nothing yet? Nothing at all? You're not going to guarantee, I can guarantee nobody's going to get this one. So I'm going to spin the wheel, let the time run out. Let it shout, let it go. Y'all can hear it all. Ladies and gentlemen, my first number 1 entry with all of y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. When you hear that beck and call, just know the game is Dragon Ball. unexpected number one. An unexpected number one, but still so much fun. I told you guys, when it comes to Nintendo and music and fun and delight, I knew this one was going to be a good one for extreme delight. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, there is snow. That's right. So, ladies and jelly spoons, thank you for joining me for this beautiful musical flashback down the words of Nintendo, which beggins the question, do you know Nintendo? Do you think you know, or do you know? Jump in the comments and let it show. Did you get them all right? Did you get them all wrong? I guarantee at least half of this list you should know, because even today, they're still being dropped on Nintendo. Bars. I didn't expect none of that to rhyme. It just came out sometime. Just did it again. So, ladies and jelly spoons, thank you for joining me here for the first ever Do You Know? Now, there may be more Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx 16, Xbox, PlayStation. We can go all across the boards. But I would say newer franchises, they're not geared the same. So music from newer ones, you may know one or two, but it's going to be an impossible task to try to guess PlayStation games or Xbox games. It's more than likely older cartridge systems just resonated with people, and older games resonated more with people when it comes to music, because the music played host to the act. It was another character in the game. It got you excited, it got you souped up, it made you feel like you were about to be in something and exciting, and it was actually really great. So thank you for joining me when this goes up on YouTube, feel free to still drop your comments. Let me know if I missed your favorite. I know there's more than 666 games. Come on, man. I definitely missed some people's out there, but I was only going by the ones that I played the most and that I enjoyed, which is why number one was Dragon Ball 3. I did like the original Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball 3, I liked it because more than just a fighting game, it was closer to like a card game. And back in the day, me and my brother Phil, he used to bring me a bunch of these Dragon Ball power cards that I used to sketch from and draw from all the time. That's how I actually started really getting into sketching like Japanimation figures, was through Dragon Ball. And this was the 80s. So yeah, that held something in regard when I got to see it digitally on the Nintendo. So, ladies and jelly spoons, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you. I had so much fun, but I will see you guys next time in the gameplay, because the gaming power hour is over. Can't be sour. We had some fun. Until next time, let those favorite tunes blaze in your head. I've even downloaded, matter of fact, my ringtone is Contra Level 3. Look it up if you want to hear the song. Look it up if you want to hear the song. That is my actual ringtone on my phone right now. Contra Level 3. Because that's how much music back in the day hit, especially in games. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining your boy. You're always welcome in the dojo. And until next time, be safe, stay alive, keep on them eyes. The world sometimes can be a very scary place, very dangerous and sad. It doesn't grant you moments to be happy. So in those moments where you can occasionally be happy, feel free, carefree, and enjoy, tune into your boy, because I try to give you those moments in spades, no matter what it is, from any game. Alright? Till next time, I hope to see you guys back in the Game Dojo.